Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the latest Star Wars Shatterpoint preview, looking at Commander Wolffe and the 101st Wolfpack troopers that are going to be coming out for Star Wars Shatterpoint in just over a week's time. These guys obviously come in with Plo Koon and Ahsoka Tano, and we've got it's more clones, so very cool that we've got more clones to choose from, and the painting scheme I think is going to be really cool. It's going to give me something to really go after. Big fan of the poses, particularly here of Wolffe here. In the middle, very dynamic. The other two, not so much, but I think it's quite hard to make clones look wonderful every single day of the week. But they are very cool poses nonetheless. Before we get into it, if you're here, thank you very much for checking out the channel. Do check out the other Shatterpoint content that we've got. And let me know your thoughts down below. Is it a box you're picking up? Is Wolffe going to replace a Rex or Cody in your list as your clone secondary? But let's get straight into it here. So, CC 3636, Commander Wolffe and the 104th Wolfpack preview. So, we've got here the preview. We're going to be looking at the most courageous clone trooper of the Galactic Republic, the 104th Battalion's Wolfpack squad, led by Clone Commander Wolffe. Wolffe is a scarred and grizzled veteran of the Clone Wars, having served General Master and General Plo Koon against the Separatists. He faced a great loss in his time aboard the ironically named flagship the Triumphant, where nearly every clone trooper on the ship was killed by Grievous, with Wolffe enduring as one of the few survivors. But let's get straight into his card here. So, I'm just going to zoom in here slightly. So, we have Commander Wolffe, CC 3636. He is a 4 points cost secondary unit, and he has 9 stamina, 2 durability, and is coming with the Clone Trooper, Galactic Republic, and Wolfpack tags. He has got 1 tactic ability, 1 active ability, and then 2 innate abilities as well. So, starting off with the tactic ability, Flankum. At the start of this unit's activation, choose an allied Clone Trooper unit. Each character in the chosen unit may climb. It's very nice. We're seeing the climb action coming out more and more recently. So nice that you're giving some clones a free climb there and then. And then we've got the active ability there, Run and Gun, costing you 1 force. So each character in this unit may dash. If any characters dash, this unit immediately makes a focus action. So Run and Gun is kind of the opposite side of defensive maneuvers that most of the other clones have got on them. So with defensive maneuvers, obviously you're getting the free dash and then the free hunker action, whereas this time you're getting the free focus because yeah, you really want to be running and gunning with Wolffe and the Wolfpack. And then first off there, we've got Pack Hunter as his first innate ability. So when a character in this unit makes a melee attack targeting an enemy character that is engaged with another allied Clone Trooper character, it adds 2 dice to the attack roll. I think that's very cool. Your clones aren't necessarily going to be one that want to be up close and personal with people and trying to take on people in hand-to-hand combat. But if you are, you've got Wolffe there, able to go and protect and serve, really. And then finally, his last innate ability there, Wolfpack. While this unit is not wounded, when an allied Clone Trooper character makes an attack targeting an enemy character within range 5 of another allied Clone Trooper unit, the attacker's crit results cannot be modified by enemy effects. So this is, I think, something to really, yeah, you're going to have to keep an eye on all the time. So, whilst Wolffe's were not wounded, any allied Clone Trooper character that makes an attack within range 5 of another Clone Trooper, you can't change the crits. So no crits to hits from defensive expertise, no crits to failures from defensive expertise. No abilities that go to modify crits or anything like that, which is very cool and a great way to guarantee you are getting some of those successes through. Looks very cool on the face. Let's see if they say anything here. So, Commander Wolffe is noted for being a capable strategist, and his abilities reflect this, allowing close coordination with his soldiers. His tactics ability, Flankum, allows an allied Clone Trooper unit to immediately climb to an advantageous position. Additionally, Wolffe can choose to run and gun for an additional dash, followed by a focus. So let's get into his stance card here. So his stance card is Practical Strategist, and it is a ranged 4 7 dice attack at ranged, rolling 5 dice defensively. Or in melee, he's rolling 6 dice offensively with 5 dice defensively as well. And we've got his expertise here is DC 17 Blaster Pistol. So, big difference here between his ranged and his melee expertise. So his ranged expertise, 1 becomes 1 hit, 2 becomes 2 hits, and then 3+ becomes a crit and 3 hits. And then his melee expertise, 1 to 2 is becoming a crit and a hit. 3 to 4 is becoming 2 crits and a hit, and then 5+ is becoming 2 crits and 2 hits as well. So big change there in the sense of if you're in that melee range, your expertise is going to be a lot better for you. But you're potentially not going to want to be in melee range because you're a clone at the end of the day who is great at shooting people. And then finally we've got that defensive expertise, phase 2 clone armor. So 1 to 2 is becoming a block, and then 3+ is becoming 2 blocks as well. But we've seen that if you were to pair him with someone like, because he's got the, so he hasn't got the trooper tag, so I was thinking you could pair him with a Plo Koon defensive expertise person, but you can't. So no, he's just straight up got the phase 2 clone armor expertise there. And then if we look at his combat tree, so a lot of potential conditions or potential damage coming out. We are always starting off with 1 damage and a shove. And then from there we make a choice. We either go on that top tree for a damage and the disarmed condition, or we come down to the bottom for 2 damage. If we were then to stay on that top tree, we then go for a damage and a shove, followed by a damage, a pinned, and then a damage and a final shove after all. Whereas if we go on to that bottom tree, so following that 2 damage, we then do a damage and a strained, and then we can either make a choice about going up and joining that top tree, or staying on the bottom for an additional 1 damage, followed by 2 damage. So he's putting out a total of 7 damage if he took the most offensive option, but also potentially could put out 2 conditions at a time, so either the disarmed and the pinned condition, or the strained and the pinned condition, alongside a couple of shoves as well. So yeah, it could be someone who you might actually want to get him up close and personal. You might want to get him to use this run and gun ability to be able to dash into melee range, to try and smack someone directly in the face with Commander Wolffe. So, and obviously if you then pair up with things like Pack Hunter, so if that clone trooper happens to be engaged with someone else, he is then obviously going to be adding additional dice to it as well. So you might in fact want to run and gun to dash into melee range, so then you can Pack Hunter with the focus action. Just roll a crazy amount of dice and put out as many successes as possible. And then let's take a look at the 104th Wolfpack troopers that are here. So they have a supporting unit with 4 points cost, and you're getting 2 models in that unit, the 104th Wolfpack. They have a stamina of 8, a durability of 2, and they have the Clone Trooper, Galactic Republic Trooper, and Wolfpack tag. And then we've got an active ability, a reactive ability, and an innate ability. And the active ability, run and gun, exactly the same as what we've seen for Wolffe. So costing you 1 force. Each character you make dash. If the characters dash, they make a focus. We then got coordinated fire, which we see on I think every Clone Trooper. So when a character in another allied Galactic Republic unit makes an attack as part of a combat action, 4 dice are rolled. If the target character is in range 5 of a character in this unit, the target unit gains the strained condition, which is a very nice condition to pop out onto people. And then lastly, they've got Pack Hunter as well. So when a character in this unit makes a melee action attack as part of a... Sorry, let's start that one again. When a character in a unit makes a melee attack targeting an enemy character that is engaged with another allied clone trooper, it adds 2 dice to the attack roll as well. So, yeah, like the Wolfpack troopers, they've got all those abilities. And then we've got their stance card here, Strength in Numbers. So they are a range 5 dice attack, or 5 dice defensively against range attacks. Or in melee, they're also rolling 5 dice, but they're also only going to roll 4 dice defensively. Their expertise on ranged 1 to 2 becoming 1 hit, 3+ becoming a crit and a hit, and then in melee, 1 to 3 becoming a crit, 4+ becoming a crit and a hit. And then they've got that phase through clone armor as well. So 1 to 2 becoming 1 block, 3+ becoming 2 blocks. And then they've got 2 different trees they can ultimately go down to end in the same place. They can either go along the top, starting off with a strained condition, followed by a damage and a shove, damage and a pinned, damage and a shove, followed by a final shove, for a total of strained, pinned, 3 damages, and 3 shoves. Or they can come along the bottom, which is the disarmed condition, 2 damage, a climb, 2 damage, and then a shove last of all. So 4 damage, a shove, a disarmed, and a climb in there. So not putting out crazy amounts of damage, only 4 is possible from 1 attack from them. But the chances are they're going to be rolling it if they've got that advanced combat training expertise. They've got the Wolfpack, or Pack Hunter, where they're rolling additional dice if they're engaged with someone else. Pair that up with Commander Wolffe's Wolfpack ability, so they're not going to be able to affect crits or anything like that. We could see them quite consistently getting to 3, 4 successes, particularly against, I think, other supporting units. I don't think they're going to be going after primaries or some secondaries, but supporting units, they're definitely going to be taking them out. So that is everything. That's a really quick look at the Wolfpack for Star Wars Shatterpoint. If you have liked the content, do check out the other video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Excited about getting Wolffe and 104th. Are they going to replace your 501st or your 212 or your ARFs or anything like that? Let me know down below. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one.